Welcome back. Every night on this show, we try to separate the facts from the fiction surrounding the coronavirus. This is when we bring your questions to the experts. Tonight, we are joined by Jenna Saucedo-Herrera, San Antonio Economic Development Foundation head, and you are usually selling San Antonio. How has the transition changed? How is the San Antonio Economic Development Foundation transitioning because of the coronavirus and COVID-19?
You're right, Steve. I mean, 2020 is a very different year for all of us, and the EDF is no exception. So we have moved from selling the San Antonio community, as you mentioned, to better serving our San Antonio community. And what that means is we're no longer outbound marketing our San Antonio community and all of its assets, but rather we're focusing on our local businesses, primarily small businesses, on making sure that they can stay in operation and we can keep San Antonians employed and get San Antonians back to work.
What are you hearing from some of those small businesses and some of the employees of these small businesses that are probably in limbo at this point?
Yeah, Steve, the feedback varies across industries, but what I can tell you is that what remains consistent is, number one, these small business owners and really business owners of all sizes across a variety of industries, they're focused on cash flow, and they're focused on the safety and well-being of their employees. To keep folks employed and to continue to hire, you need cash in the bank to keep your operation afloat, and that's basically what they're most concerned with right now. And then, of course, trying to find the facts, right? You mentioned facts, not fear. So trying to find the central point for how can we get access to the federal monies coming down through the SBA? Where can we find different resources, and how do we even go about applying for these monies? So there are a lot of concerns, of course, but right now it's about getting that cash flow back up and running.
How much fear are you dealing with, and how much, we said fiction and things like that, how much of that are you dealing with? I mean, are you hearing people saying we're in a recession, or even we're going to hit a depression? I mean, are you trying to deal with those kind of things in a rational, point-by-point way?
I think the fear is centered on the unknown right now.
Yeah.
So I wish I had all of the responses there, but in all reality, it's all a matter of balancing the health aspects of this pandemic and then, of course, with the economic impact. And so we don't know how quickly we'll bounce back to full recovery. What I can tell you, though, is the unemployment claims are staggering. So just to put it into perspective, our March unemployment claims through Workforce Solutions Alamo, we're sitting north of about 56,000. Compared to February, the month prior, we were at 3,000. So that's over a 1,600% increase. Our partners over at the UTSA Small Business Development Center are quoting about a $15 billion economic contraction in 2020. So the short-term indicators obviously are devastating, but it's going to take time to figure out what the long-term indicators or the economic impact to our local economy will be.
And that kind of leads into what the next viewer question is. How have San Antonians been impacted? What did San Antonio's unemployment numbers look like in March? And you just told us the March figures, and we're talking not even a full month of March where these started to hit, correct?
That's staggering. So the last 2 weeks of March were actually when about 50,000 of those claims came in. So April is not going to look any better. But again, we are all rallying around getting San Antonians back to work and figuring out how we can leverage this time to upskill, get folks the right training for the specific growth industries. I'll dive a step further into that data and let you know that about 38% of those unemployment claims in March specifically, and this is for the greater Bexar County area, but about 38% of those claims were in hospitality or food accommodations. So again, trying to balance the health aspects of this pandemic with the economy present a significant challenge for us.
Now, I did notice that there was a report that somebody talked about Moody's ranking San Antonio as one of the most recession-proof cities in the country. I'm guessing you probably saw that same study, which is at least encouraging when you're talking about recovery and things like that.
It is. We have a resilient economy. So one of the reasons that we are quote unquote recession proof is because we have a diverse economy of a variety of industries. And that's helped us. We're steady as she goes. We never really see kind of big dips or volatile swings on the upside either. But I'll tell you that this economic impact from the coronavirus pandemic is far stretching. I mean, it is impacting communities around the country. I will say, though, that in addition to that, in addition to our resilient economy, that we have a robust community of both public and private sector officials that are studying the impacts now so that we can move quickly from rescue phase that we're in today to recovery. And ideally, once we get to recovery, we're prepared and we can bounce back stronger than ever.
And we've talked about this next question a little bit. How have local businesses been impacted? I mean, and this isn't just small businesses. I mean, we're also talking about HEBs in one point, HEB looking to hire people, Amazon looking to hire people. I mean, there are companies out there that this is affecting just in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Every business is impacted. Valero just announced some impacts to them today as well. And then, of course, beyond the financial impacts, I mean, think about HEB supply chain and their systems being tested right now. So every employer across the San Antonio community has deployed their business continuity plans. And it has been interesting to see how organizations like HEB and Valero and USAA have really stepped up right now to not only manage their existing operations, but Steve, just the numbers I can count from corporate philanthropic donations are at about 11.5 million.
Wow.
So all of those different entities, they're taking care of their employees, they're taking care of their own, they're taking care of their customers, but they're also giving back to our nonprofit community that's on the front line. I mean, think about the food bank and what Eric Cooper is dealing with, and Meals on Wheels and Haven for Hope. So it's been great to see our corporate community step up as well in this time of need.
What do you think San Antonio's recovery will look like? That's the next question that we have.
Well, I sure hope it's quick. Again, resilient and diverse economy makes for solid rebounds. If you look at different countries and how China has responded and different countries are bouncing back that quickly, I hope that we look the same. But I think it'll be an even playing field. So where we stacked up with different communities previously, as you mentioned, we were in the business of attraction, and we had a totally different comp set heading into this pandemic situation. And I think that going forward, we'll be comparing ourselves to different communities, and the starting line will be equal, so to speak. So I hope it's a quick recovery, but we've got to work through with the mayor and the judge specifically what does that look like, what protocols and what measures need to be in place to ensure that we can move forward in a safe way, right? Because the health and safety of San Antonians is the most critical thing for us to focus on. And obviously we need to make sure that we can keep people employed and get San Antonians back to work.
Final question from our viewers tonight. Some argue that we need to reopen the economy. Some say we can't because it's such a public health risk. Where do you come down on this whole thing?
I think it's a balance. And if I had all the details, and I'm sure the mayor and judge had all the details, they'd be able to answer that directly. But suffice it to say that we are working with the governor and his team and figuring out what protocols need to be in place so that we can open up as quickly as possible and get our small businesses back to their new norm. But it's hard to say. I mean, we're expected to peak in the coming weeks, and we've seen what that peak looks like for communities like New York and elsewhere in the Bay Area. And so we've just got to be focused again on the health and safety of San Antonians. And then ideally, the work that we're doing now behind the scenes is preparing us to reopen the economy very soon.
I want to give you the final word tonight. Tell me your message to our viewers that are watching right now.
Steve, I'd say the message is that we will get through this, that San Antonio is resilient. We are strong, we are caring, and I think that we are rallying together better than I've ever seen this community rally. And we'll bounce back strong, we'll bounce back quick, and we're going to be better for having dealt with this.
And there's hope out there through the Small
There's
Business
hope.
Administration and other things.
There is, yes. In fact, thank you for prompting me there. For all the small businesses out there, we need to make sure that if you aren't connected with any sort of SBA relief, that you get a hold of your bankers, your CPAs, and you make sure that you have applied for the payroll protection program and some other SBA loans that are out there, because we need to make sure that our businesses are taken care of. And the programs are there, we just have to take advantage of them.
Absolutely. Jenna Saucedo-Herrera, the president and CEO of the San Antonio Economic Development Foundation. Thank you, Jenna. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll be right back.